Okay, welcome to Iggy Labs. This week's installment will be the demo on how we're going to put this little guy together. As you can see, the cooling fan. You can hear that it's cooling as it should. It'll cycle. When it needs to cool off the motherboard, it will turn on. It's got a thermocoupler in it. While I'm over here, you see we have DMX input. 1, 2, 3 come from the auxiliary sign that gets bolted on. We've got a dual voltage IEC input, and on the top of the unit here, although we can't really see it too well because of the light, but you have a voltage selector. You need a little screwdriver or something to get into there. Okay, so basically the way this goes together is that this part of the A bolts through to the N. There's 2 bolts at the top, and there's 2 bolts at the bottom. Okay, so I've dressed the cables down through here so that they stay free of the gap. I also have some strain reliefs here that clip to these eye bolts. Everything on here, you should be able to put this whole unit together without tools, with the exception of the stiffener, and I'm going to show you that right now. We got a stiffener at the top here. There's a metal rod that runs through from there's 4 eye bolts at the top of the unit here, and this metal rod runs through all the way. Okay, so basically you take 2 wrenches, which I will provide, that are chained together like wrench chucks, and you take these off, this off here, pull this rod out, and the whole unit will fold up. The N will fold up into its face, and the A will nest on it. We'll get to that in a later video, or maybe even possibly just a photo session, because it's pretty simple how it fits in the case. It's self-explanatory. Okay, so since I didn't drill these with a drill press, it matters which stand you use for which side. So we have a blue side and we have a red side over there. It's basically just an ultimate support stand. The full height on it is 11 feet from the top. So you can get the top of this unit up to 11 feet tall. I would recommend that your tripod base is spread out to its maximum if you're going to do that. Okay, let's get back around to the front here, and we'll see that I got it doing a nice little colorful blinky pattern. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 different circuits in this. Each one's RGB, so you have 8 times 3, 24 circuits in total. There's no built-in effects unless, of course, you want to run it in standalone mode, and then it'll do some like single colors and stuff like that. If you need to ever just plug it in somewhere without data, you could just turn it on in a color or in a simple pattern, and it'll do that. But for anything more complicated, where you're having individually addressable channels, you're going to need to run it off a DMX, which I showed you where the input is. The input is a 3-pin DMX. I chose to use that. You can use simple microphone cable if you need to extend your data run at all. That's pretty much it with this part of the sign. The overall width on this, as you can see, it's pretty thin. It measures in at 2 inches, and the whole weight of the sign is just under 60 pounds. So it's very light to rig. Oh yeah, one more thing I forgot. Right now I have it rigged right here with carabiners coming through these 2 top eye bolts, but I put eye bolts, 2 top hung eye bolts on each side, one on here and one here on the N. So once you have the whole thing put together, you can rig it from those 2 points, and it should stay pretty stable. Right now I have it rigged through, as you might be able to see if the light's good enough. You can have it rigged through here with just a web and 2 carabiners, but ideally if you're going to hang this from like a fly pipe or something, you would definitely want to hang it with 2 separate fly points, and that way it won't spin. You also have, when you fold up the N here, I have a power cable that needs to fold back up to this Velcro point here. And you'll see when you fold it up, it'll almost naturally want to go there. But when it's in its down position, you should be able to just, boop, oh, it's getting away from me, boop, just stick it right there. Well, that's pretty much it. As you can see, it's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward. If you need to change the DMX address, it's simple dip switches under here. And that is pretty much it. Obviously, you know how to get a hold of me, Iggy Lights, for any questions or service calls. Thank you again for using Iggy Lights, and I hope you enjoyed your visit to Iggy Labs. Bye.